Hello, everyone. Welcome to this talk today, the intro to the teacher training course, which is programmed by the International Teachers of Meditation Association for 2026, a new teacher training course. We call it Academy of Teacher Training or Executive Teacher Training course. And my name is Roland Hartmann, chairman of the International Teachers of Meditation Association. I welcome Avner Kostev, the CEO, and he's going to present us today the details of the teacher training course we want to start this year, and we all want to invite you to be there. I welcome also David Spector and everyone who is here, Carmela, and I have nothing else to say now. I'd like to ask Philip to take the microphone and have his invitation done to us. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Well, it's evening here. So I think some of you may have seen this introduction before, but since we are revving up, preparing to, in serious way, in a way to make this course available, I'll go quickly over everything. And of course, David, our computer guru, will record it and it will be up online. And this is the updated news on this Executive Teacher Training Academy, which we'll just call TTA. So there will be 3 lectures like this, basically a week after week. I'll show you the dates exactly. At the end of each lecture, people can sign up. They just give us their email or WhatsApp numbers. That's all you need to do to sign up to say that you're interested in the course. And all those people that have signed up will be invited to a preparatory lecture, which will be held in 4 weeks. I'll also give you the dates for that. So to join the course, you just have to, it's not a very large group, you can just tell me I'm interested and we'll take down your email or WhatsApp, and you'll get an invitation to the preparatory meeting. There's no need to come to the other introductory lectures, although you're quite welcome. So first I'll do an overview of the first course that we held, a different format. It was in Kerala, India. Get some feeling for it. And then I'll give you the structure of the course that we're going to do in 2026. So these are still stories and photos from Kerala. This is a monastery, a temple in Kochi, where Shankara was born. This is some stories from his life. And here the course met and received their puja sets from the priest. Of course, we bought them, but he distributed them, and he did a little yagya for the successful of the course. And here are the people with all their puja sets. And there's this there's an interesting connection between Gurudev and Kerala. The person we call Gurudev, he lived in Gyan Mandir and he attained enlightenment there. And when he was to become a Shankaracharya, one of the requirements is that he must be in a lineage of gurus who were initiated by any of the previous Shankaracharyas. Now, Swami Krishnananda had been initiated by Shankaracharya of Jyotirmat. So basically, both the Shankaracharya of Jyotirmat and the Shankaracharya of the south are from the same line. They're called Dandi Swamis. They received their initiation in meditation and spiritual practices from the same tradition. And you see Gurudev, he has this stick here. That's the stick that all the Dandi Swamis carry. And here you see in all these pictures, we always see this stick. It's basically a staff that he walks around. And this is Shankaracharya of the south, who Roland and some of our students, graduates, visited, and who gave the blessing to the course. And to his right is his successor, his planned successor, who also has this Dandi Swami stick. So that's just an aside. Interesting that we went to Kerala. We had no idea, but that they were connected in Gurudev. And when we told them that we were students of Maharishi, was a student of Gurudev, they are very warm and supporting and accepted us with open arms. This is where we did the rounding in a resort up in the mountains. These are people lecturing in the course and studying in groups, in pairs, in various ways. There's a lot of materials to study. We'll go through over them in this lecture. One of the things we study extensively is how to do the puja, how to perform it. It's a very sweet operation for a teacher of meditation. And we keep tabs. Everyone is supposed to get to what was it, 240 pujas during the course, so you're very expert at it. Every evening we would do it and practice how to teach people. These are people practicing how to initiate someone, how to teach them meditation. And these are, of course, we practiced many meditations during the course. This is a rounding course, so long lunch meditations and rounds in the morning and the afternoon. And we also had a little bit of fun, not too much time for that, walking in the jungle and the hills. This place was on top of the mountains. It looked like the sound of music, if you remember the movie. And there's lots of unstressing and also bliss and fun and everything. This is a group photo with Marina, one of the teachers who translated to Russian. And this is at someone's birthday party. And this is Roland drinking tea with some ladies. And we had, at the end, of course, we had a celebration, various celebrations. This is dancing out at a fire pit, and have some sports activities and a banquet, a traditional banquet. And this is us leaving the resort, and so another celebration. And here we are on the bus to go to the same temple of devoted to Shankara, in this building, Surya Narayan, the head of the temple, gave the final lesson of the course, which is the capstone. And when you have that final lesson, the essential knowledge, then he and Roland and I gave out the diplomas. This is the diploma of Irina Romanova, a great lady from Abakan in Siberia. And this is the lady, and Sri Narayan on the left is awarding her this diploma. It was interesting. We did the puja before this final lesson, and he sang the puja, and we sang the puja, and he was very surprised that 20, 25 Westerners knew all the words and and it's the same puja. And this is everyone getting their diplomas, and so you see. Okay, and then Roland had a special present. Roland had spent time in Salisbury, and someone had given him a gift of a cloth, a dhoti that was Maharishi's, the white cloth that Maharishi wore as a garment. And so he cut it up into scarves, and every graduate got his own scarf. This is, and then we had the salutatorian and valedictorian, the exceptional students. We gave them special prizes. And this is the course with all their diplomas at the same place we started. And then they went to Russia and France and Germany and United States and Belgium and many countries, and to teach meditation. This is us saying goodbye. And then Roland, like we said, went with these graduates to visit the Shankaracharya, and here's the Shankaracharya, and here he is performing puja, and this was presented to the Shankaracharya, the same picture you saw before, in Shankara's temple, and Roland, with his nice architect handwriting, explained what it was, and there was a warm reception, and they asked them to come back again, and we would like to maintain that connection. Okay, so that's the past. Now, we've been, that was in We graduated in November of 2023. You know, I came back into our wonderful war in the Middle East from that thing. And since then, we've advertised and thought how to do it. And frankly, not many people were able or willing to go for 2 months of rounding after 6 months of learning online. I don't know what it is, but we have to accept reality. You know, I spent a total of 9 months in rounding in Switzerland in my course plus 2 years of phase 2. But it's different times, and we have to go flow with the times, and we have to be practical, as Maharishi was always practical. This is now I'm outlining the course. The ETTA has 18 blocks. By the way, we created these blocks for India as we were teaching. We learned a lot of things. We streamlined, we improved the materials a lot. I truly believe that this course is better than the course I was trained in, the way it's organized. There are 18 blocks. Each block is a separate piece of knowledge. Each block we learn, we practice, we master, we test, and then we go on to the next block. The course is designed as a remote online course. Each block contains text, audio files, all the materials needed to learn what we have to learn. And to ensure compliance with copyright laws and similar regulations, only materials written and created independently by ITMA are used in this course of study, because in the past there have been some rumblings, legal rumblings and threats and so forth. We're doing that to negate that, so avert the danger before it arises. So these are an overview of the blocks, the 18 blocks. Now the blocks can be a week long, 2 weeks, or a month, depending on the amount of material, but typically they'll be 2 to 4 weeks. It would be very difficult to learn one block in a week. And that's enough time for someone to keep a job, to have a family, to be busy with whatever he needs to be busy. But you need to set aside 10 to 15 hours a month, 10 to 12 hours, I would say, a week to study. Some of these blocks require serious study. It's not just looking at videos and saying, okay, I got it. And so we learn how to give. We write our own and practice giving and learn a lot of information like scientific research and a lot of knowledge that Maharishi gave. It goes into the introductory and preparatory lectures. We write them, we edit them, we say them out loud, we present them to buddies or to small groups, and we test on them, and we learn how to answer all the difficult questions. That's one block. And then we have basic and advanced puja practice. So there are 2 blocks of puja practice. Basically, there's what we could call a song, and there's a song with a melody. It's in Sanskrit, so we have to learn it, even though we don't understand the words. Then there's understanding the meaning of it. And there are also deeper levels in consciousness, feeling, and so forth. And so we have to do that. And then there's also the practice, because it's really a puja, it's an offering, it's a ceremony. And the ceremony is not just singing, there are actions to be performed. So we practice all that with the puja set. And we do that through the entire, after we learn, whatever we learn for the puja, we practice it on a daily basis. And that by itself is a great technique for developing consciousness. I remember once Maharishi there was some hurricane somewhere in the Pacific, and there was some teachers there and said, what should we do? Maybe we should do a yagya. He said, you don't need to do a yagya, just do a lot of pujas. Then there's the core, which is teaching someone one-on-one how to transcend, how to perform this meditation. And that's a personal instruction, and there are various techniques, steps, a way to do it. This is really Maharishi's genius, how he took something so simple, so delicate. It's simple, it's natural, but it's also so delicate, and the delicacy can be overcome by mistakes and and effort, and then it stops working. So Maharishi created this wonderful way how to basically slip into the transcendent, how to help someone slide into the transcendent very naturally. And it's a very gentle but very, very accurate technology. And then there are, you remember from your course, there are 3 follow-up seminars or lessons, first, second, and third, where we give the person who's already meditating, when he's learned the first day, the knowledge, for instance, how to fit it into his daily routine would be the first meeting, how to understand what is happening during the meditation when stress is being released and various experiences that can result from that and how to deal with them. And the third is talking about the vision, where this is leading us, what enlightenment is, what higher states of consciousness is. And this also connects to follow-up activities such as rounding, residence courses. So if someone wants to do the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and all the vast knowledge that Maharishi brought forth, including all the Vedic technologies. So that last lesson is really the beginning of building your own group of meditators around your center. And that group of meditators that comes to check their meditation, that comes to advanced lectures, that comes to residence courses, they create a healthy center, and those people keep sending you their cousins and their neighbors and their friends and their wives and children. And that's how the center grows and how your practice grows. And of course, there's the technical matter of checking and verifying those experiences during the course and after the course. Very important again, it's like a tune-up to ensure that the meditation is giving the best results of this. Doesn't have any effort in it, and therefore they're regular in the meditation. That's what you want. Not that they do it and say it was great in the beginning, but somehow it didn't work afterwards. And then there's a whole body of knowledge which includes what advanced knowledge that teachers give the meditators. There's so much material now, not copyrighted on YouTube, hundreds of tapes of Maharishi, and there's all the books and so many materials, and we've organized it into really dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of advanced lectures that you can give courses and so forth. You can give them for free, you can take money for them from your meditators and keep them alive and on the road to more knowledge and more enlightenment. And then there's some additional topics that are not always taught. Not all these were taught in my teacher training course, but we feel that they're very important. One is how to teach children, the various knowledge, not to give out, not to work with, but to refer our meditators to Vedic technologies such as Ayurveda for health, and Vastu for building buildings, and Jyotish, astrology, to figure out the weather patterns of your life in the future, and Yagyas to avert some dangers. And there's also music, the Gandharva Veda. All these are technologies that Maharishi brought forth. ITMA does not deal with them directly, but there are many people that do, and we can refer them, and we can have fun using these technologies or listening to this music and so forth. And another point, another one of the blocks is how to build your practice. Being a teacher of meditation is being an independent contractor. It's being a professional. It's being like a yoga teacher, or God forbid, a dentist, or a lawyer, or a doctor. You have an office or someplace where you do your business. Could be a room in your home. And there's advertising, and there's money matters to be taken, and there's pricing, and teachers of meditation should have a basic understanding how it works. Because if it doesn't if it doesn't give you enough money, you won't continue doing it. If you don't continue doing it, the people around you will not meditate, and that's a loss to the world. And of course, all the knowledge of how to do rounding and residence courses, which any teacher who graduates this course can take some rooms in a hotel, can take a group of 10, 20, 30 people, and lead a rounding course with advanced knowledge and teach them the yoga asanas and listen to advanced lectures. And this is a really, really great thing to strengthen the experiences. So that's an overview. Here are the 18 blocks, one by one. And this is the sequence in which we teach the course. So the first thing we do is we learn the basic puja. We learn how to sing it, we learn the words and the melody. And you basically have a tape, and when you're driving or walking around your house, you can put some earphones and sing it, during the day, and you learn it by heart, and you'll never forget it. And then there's a meditation guide, how to guide the people's meditation, and that's the first block, which is the basics of that. And the next block is puja performance. We're doing the puja early on, so you could all during the course you'll be performing many pujas. So this is how to do the performance themselves with our offerings involved, not just singing. There's fruits and incense and so forth, flowers. So how to do those intricate performances. And then we do the second part of the meditation guide training, how to check someone's meditation. That's the advanced part. And you also get a manual to do that. So now we've finished the first third of it. By the way, the meditation guide training 1 and 2 are the most difficult parts of the course. And then we learn how to present meditation, how to give an introductory talk about this meditation. The introductory talk should have scientific research, should have your own personal input, experiences, or your families or friends, and should have many points and analogies and stories that Maharishi wants to put into it. And the next lecture, of course, is the presenting meditation. Now there's meditation guide 3. So there are 3 of these, to finalize how to check someone's meditation. That's when you get the manual. And then we have the preparatory lecture, as we call it, Preparing to Learn Meditation. And this is another lecture with different content. Again, we learn how we write our own, but we cover all the points that Maharishi wanted people to cover in that lecture, so they're ready to learn meditation. It's a good beginning. It's a smooth transition once they've heard that lecture and understand it and fill out their application form to learn meditation. They arrive to learn meditation very, very ready. There are no questions, there are no surprises. Maharishi was not for any surprises. Always very open, very clear what is going to happen, what the next step is. And the last is Puja Mastery, which is now I think we have by now 3 levels of puja, if I count right. And this is the deeper, more spiritual, more development of consciousness parts of the puja. And from block 8, we're performing a full puja till the end of the course on a daily basis and getting perfect in it. Because Maharishi wanted the teacher to be perfect in the puja so he could basically function in something akin, something similar to cosmic consciousness. He doesn't have to think about it, he's doing it automatically. And then the teaching of the meditation comes from that level, that more silent, more balanced, more basic level of our consciousness, and it gives the student a higher, a better experience, and the teacher, it helps develop his consciousness. And now the block 9 is learning how to teach someone meditation. It's right in the middle of the course. Until now, it's all preparation, preparation, preparation. Now we have someone in a room, we perform the puja, and now step by step, we lead him from waking consciousness to transcendental consciousness, including any questions that might come up. Slipping into the transcendent. And then we have the 3 lessons of the course, the first, second, and third seminars of the course, how to fit into daily life, how the mechanics of stress release, the inward and outward stroke of meditation, and the vision, where we are going with this. I remember when I did my course on the third meeting, a husband of one of the participants, his wife was doing the course with me, but he'd learned meditation 2 years earlier. It had taken her 2 years to decide that she wanted to learn to meditate also. So he came to pick her up, and we looked at him, and we just heard about enlightenment, and you're regular and all that. And we said, wow, you've been meditating for 2 years now. You must now be in cosmic consciousness, no? And here I am, I think it's 52 years later, and still waiting for cosmic consciousness, but not too worried about it. The way is also good, you know. We're having fun on the way. So now the next topic is sort of technical. You may have to teach children, not may have to, but you know, some meditating parents may want their child to learn meditation if he's 7 or 8 or 4 or 5 years old. That's a special, very fun way to teach children. And sometimes, you know, Maharishi once told the teachers in Israel, he said, get ready, because the day will come when people will be running after you, teach me to meditate, and you'll be so tired and so fed up with it that you'll run to the hills to get away from them. But when you have 30 or 40 people wanting to learn, or you're teaching in a school or the military or some big organization, and you know, you have a large number of people, 100, 200, to teach, let's say to teach 100 people, you could probably teach, you know, 10, 12, it would be a long work day to teach 10 or 12 people, you know, puja after puja, it's about an hour. You can do it a little bit faster, but with a helper. But it's also possible to teach large numbers of people if any of you have learned advanced techniques similar to that. And so we want the teachers to have that tool in case large numbers of people want to learn meditation. It shouldn't be a problem for you. So that's, we talked about children in groups. And then we talk about the advanced seminars for meditators. We talked about that. Dozens and dozens, probably a couple of hundred of lectures. You should have that material, main points, outline materials that you could put on a tape or read a part, you know, a few paragraphs from a book and have a discussion about it. And the whole structure of an advanced meeting with a meditation, that's good. And then, of course, meditation retreats, rounding. You learn how to do that, and we practice it. And we, in this block, we teach, in all these blocks, we learn the material, and then we practice teaching it. It's not theoretical. We practice teaching on our body, back and forth, back and forth. So by the time you finish this course, you are an experienced teacher of meditation, not a rookie. And then we have fun. These are easy topics about Ayurveda and Jyotish and Vastu and so forth, just to get to be familiar with them and to have contacts that if you want someone to send one of your meditators to one of these, to use these services. And then we talk about building a meditation center. This is your business. This is your career. This is your, you know, the practical side of the matter, okay? And the 18th, last, is the keystone lesson in which you get the last piece of knowledge that's missing so you can be a teacher of meditation. And of course, some celebrations, some and awarding diplomas and so forth. So that's the structure. Okay, each block starts with a 2 or 3 hour seminar. It'll be by Zoom. And the seminar has lectures by teachers. It has exercise where we break up into groups and we practice so we don't forget things. We give out new materials. There are question and answers. The seminar should give the students all the knowledge and material they need in order to master the skills in this block. So you get everything in that seminar. Now, the rest of the block, it's your responsibility to yourself to learn it. And because at the end of the block, before the next block, you'll be tested. And if you don't pass the test, God forbid, then you can't go on to the next block. So, you know, if you came to 2 months in India, you'd have 24, would have you for 24 hours, meals and everything taken care of, rounding and all that. But there'll be about 7 or 9 hours a day where we could work in groups with your buddy on your own to study. So take those, you know, let's say 10 hours a day for 60 days, that's 600 hours. That's 60 hours? Yeah, 600 hours of study. The fact that you see it in Zoom doesn't make it any less. You're going to have to put out that 600 hours to learn things by heart, to practice speaking them, to perfect it, to practice answering difficult questions, and so forth. So once you do the seminar, then the clock starts ticking. You will have a buddy to study with in your language, and you'll have a group. Sometimes you'll be a group giving a group lecture, and you'll have a special tutor for your language or your time zone that will be available to support you during those 2 weeks or month, however long that block is. But understand, if there are 18 blocks and someone misses block number 9, doesn't test, and he doesn't get the material for block number 10, it would be very difficult. We cannot stop the course for all the others to wait for him to catch up. And if he finishes that block a month late, then he'll have to do 2 blocks in the time of 1 block. It gets very, very difficult. So in one way, this online course is a lot easier. You don't need a visa. You don't need to travel $1,000 to go to India. You don't need to leave your work and environment and family. But on the other hand, it's a lot of self-study or study with a buddy. It requires a lot of discipline, more discipline than the residential course. So I said, so blocks are planned to be weekly. I don't think they'll be weekly, but bi-weekly or monthly. Each block there's a seminar. The next days are devoted to mastering the material, practicing and testing. It's not possible to learn this material from a book. It requires a guide, a teacher. There has to be feedback. Many feedback, because we have experienced teachers here, what works, what doesn't work. They're very, very subtle things when you're teaching someone, when you're checking someone, when you're saying words in a lecture that you think are fine, but might hit a wrong note and may make it more difficult for that person to learn in the end. So that's why we have the seminars and we have tutors for every group. Only students that pass the test can go on to the next block. This course has a heavy study load, requires daily practice, many hours per week alone and with the buddy team. To support students, there are several tools. Self-study. There are exercises to learn alone with texts or tapes to help. So we will give you techniques how to learn. There's some learning by heart. I know it's very not popular today, but because we're all digital, we don't have to learn. We don't have to remember even phone numbers. But this is traditional knowledge. You learn it by heart. You know, the pundits, they learned the Vedas by heart, backwards and forwards. So Maharishi wanted us to learn some things by heart. So we tell you how to learn by heart. You'll have audios or written things or buddies or techniques to do that. But you have to put in the time. And to practice with a buddy, probably the most important thing, not once a week, several times a week for a good amount of time. And of course, you have coaching and support from the teachers and your tutor. If each block was a month, which is very easy for most of the blocks, okay, then this course would take 18 months. It seems too long for me, drawn out. If we did a block per week, it'd be about 5 or 6 months. But it's really impossible to do some of the blocks in 1 week. I mean, it's not possible to have your day job and your family. That would mean that you're studying 5 hours a day, Could be about 2 weeks per block. That'd be 9 months. That seems more or less right. And we could also speed up the course, shorten the block, some of them, by having every 2 weeks or every month a weekend. Let's say all Sunday from morning to evening, we're online, breaking up into groups. We have 3 or 4 or 5 meetings, so we focus a lot of practice in that Sunday. We could also have a weekend, once or twice during the course, where Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we could be adding some rounding to that, remote rounding, but that takes a lot of discipline also to be on the schedule. um, more or less. So all these schedules that we've worked out, we will finalize them with the students that are accepted to the course. People will register to the course, and those who are registered will invite them to a preparatory meeting. I'll give you the dates in a minute. And with the people who are registered for the course, and we finalize, the tuition, and if anyone needs a scholarship, I'll talk in a minute about that. We'll finalize that. Everything is clear. Now we're going to finalize the schedule, and we're going to go by the majority. We're going to go by the majority, and then you know what you're signing up for, and that's the schedule. The schedule is set, and we can begin the course immediately. So the tuition is 2,000 euros. Some scholarships are available, especially in countries where they don't have the living standards of the West. If you refer someone who comes to the course, who's registered and joins the course, then there's a referral fee or bonus of 200 euro. You can give that to that person or to anyone you wish, also as a scholarship. At the end of this introductory lecture, that is right now after the questions, anyone who wants it should give your information to me and Roland, and we'll see about it, and we'll put you on our list. And this is the schedule that we have. We're just at the end of our first introductory lecture. This is 29th of March, just before Easter. So we're finishing that up, and we'll have anyone who's interested and ask questions and registration, we'll put your names down. On the 5th of April, there'll be the second introductory lecture. It'll be the same lecture, unless there are different questions. And on the 12th of April, there'll be the third and last introductory lecture, plus all of them will have registration. Following that, on a week after the 12th, the 19th of April, there'll be the preparatory meetings. This meeting is only for applicants. It will not be publicized on Facebook or things like that. Anyone who's registered in the introductory lectures will be invited by WhatsApp or by email specifically to that meeting. In that meeting, we'll finalize applicants and scholarships, all the details, and we'll finalize schedules, languages, and groups. So that's the structure. So that's more or less the gist of it. If there are any questions, please let me know. Or ask. Roland and David are also here to answer.
Thank you, Abner. May I have a question to you? It's concerning the status of teachers of this course, to be a teacher of this course. Has it to be a member of an organization, or is he an independent, or can he be partly, or is he associate? How far does that go? We know that we want to have that clear also, and to destroy any kind of doubts.
Yes. Well, actually, you're the best person to answer this question. But if you asked it, I'll try. We'll play the game. So ITMA is is an organization for teachers of meditation. It is not a movement in the TMO sense. We don't have, projects. We don't get involved with a lifestyle or a belief system or anything like that. All we do is teach people how to teach meditation and support them, by advanced lectures or any services they require. We don't take any membership dues or anything like that. It's a democratic organization. Every year or two there are elections. Roland was voted last time as chairman. I serve as the CEO. We're waiting on the edge of our chairs, hoping that new teachers will come and replace us as soon as possible. Actually, the end of the course, in India, the course, all the participants who are now teachers, they graduate, they are now members of ITMA, plus the people, by Zoom, members outside in the world, We held the election there, and it was very nice. So, what else? So, no requirements. The only thing we ask is that you teach in the way you were taught. We don't reinvent things or don't change things around. We try to keep this technique as it was, as we received it originally. Um, and there are some technical ways, if you have several teachers in one town about coordinating advertising and things like that, or if they want to coordinate to do a residence course, a rounding course together. But these are technical things. Mainly we're a group of teachers who teach meditation, who meet once a month. We have talks about higher states of consciousness. Paul Mason gives a lot of very nice talks about his books. Um, and so that basically, that's what we do. Did I answer it, Roland? Carmelogy, yes.
Hi, Avner. Hi, Roland. Hi, David. Hi, everyone. Quick question: the testing, how is that conducted? Is it an oral testing? Will there be a form online that you have to fill out? How is it done?
Yes, this is an oral tradition, Carmelo.
Okay.
It's performing. It's like a driving test.
Okay. So
Okay.
basically, at the end of each block, if you or Roland or David will evaluate one of the students.
And there will be groups, and there will be group leaders from among the students, and team leaders, and buddy leaders, and so forth. And we test and you go through levels as you test several times. I mean, the Maharishi explained to us the purpose of testing is not to get you scared and not to fail you. The purpose of the testing is to succeed and build your confidence that you don't have to think twice about it. Yes, so the testing is if you have someone you're giving them instructions how to meditate properly, and that person will be your buddy, and he will be making believe that he's a meditator and he has a specific problem, and you'll address that problem, okay? Or how to lecture to someone, and there'll be questions, or it's all like that. No written.
I got it. So the next question, which is connected, is assuming, knock on wood. I mean, I don't fail tests usually, but assuming that any of the students were to not pass a given test, so for the next opportunity to pass that test would be when? Is there a makeup test, or is it just at the next testing time that you have to do 2 blocks?
You can test as many in that block. You can test as many times as you want.
Okay.
Okay. It's not a day before the end of the block. We test, you failed, that's it. No, that would be very stupid from our part. As you're practicing, you're really practicing the test all the time. Okay, and hopefully, let's say if the block is a month, after 2 weeks you've studied it, and now you begin practice testing, and after 2.5 weeks you've passed the test, or 3 weeks. But we want to catch it, nip it in the bud, to catch it very, very early, and then spend the rest of the extra week just enjoying it or resting a little bit, whatever. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Thank you, Avner.
Aydin, yes, hello.
Я надеюсь, ты сможешь, да, перевести мой вопрос. I hope Sasha to help me. Я хотел бы прояснить по поводу, каким образом будет проходить резидентская часть курса. То есть, если весь курс будет онлайн, то можете повторить еще раз, каким образом будет проходить именно та часть, где нужно будет делать это в группе.
So, good evening, everybody. Aydin asks maybe if he missed that crucial part, but in that case, could you repeat briefly? If the course will be pure online, without residential part, will there be any group activities of programs? And if there is still a chance for residential part, not only online, but some places here and there with residential programs. How could they be arranged in local groups?
Yes, it's a good question, and I did not talk about it. What I did say is that in the preparatory lecture, we'll work out the schedule. If the majority of the people in the preparatory lecture are willing and able to go to some country to do a residence course for a month, I very much recommend that. Roland and I very much recommend that. Frankly, it's a lot easier for the teachers because in a month we'll finish half the course and then online another 3-4 months we're finished. If not, then we will suggest to the group, if they're able to do it, to have several weekends where we're having several meetings on a Sunday or on a Saturday, but with a very set schedule. Everyone's this day is devoted to learning and to rounding and to meditating. Okay, you cannot. This is a day where you leave your family for a day or 2 days, and then it's possible that we can do online more seminars, more practicing, shorten the course, learn a lot of material, and also do some rounding. But again, we have to look at the group of people who are accepted to the course and finalize that with them. I hope I answered your question, Heidi.
В целом все понятно. И еще у меня вопрос по поводу того, что если я захочу провести презентацию именно в локальной своей группе учеников, каким образом, презентацию имеется в виду учительского курса, то могу ли я это сделать с вашей поддержкой?
Thank you, Avner. Yes, thank you. Generally understood. And another question, if I may. If I would give a presentation in my local group between the students of this ETTA, upcoming ETTA, what would you suggest as the best way? How could you support that presentation? How it is best to give the presentation on this course for local group?
Well, first of all, this talk, since Sasha has translated it, instead of my voice, we could put Sasha's voice, and we could even translate the PowerPoint presentation, so it would be totally in Russian. I think it would be a good idea. David maybe can help even to put it on the website, so we'll have introductory meeting for ETTA in English, and on the website, introductory meeting ETTA in Russian, so that you can send to people online. But if you want to give the presentation, I'm willing to be there to answer questions. I will give you this presentation. You can translate it into Russian. You can give everything. I will be there just to answer questions, so we don't have to translate every sentence. It's very tiring.
Aydin says thanks. Thank you.
One more thing about Kazakhstan and Russia. I mentioned before that there's a Western standard of living, which is Europe and United States and Israel and other places. And we know that the income in Russia and Kazakhstan is not the same. So we will make whatever scholarships we can available. And again, that we can do in your meeting, if you have a meeting of just Russian-speaking people, or when they come to the preparatory meeting, we can see what we can do to help them so they can have the tuition for the course. We want as many people as possible to become new TM teachers, new teachers of meditation. Andreas, what country are you from?
Hi there. Now I am in Iceland, but I'm from Latvia, and my mother's language is Russian too. So but last 5 years I speak English, and so I can a little bit speak
Хорошо,
this your
хорошо.
language.
I heard that there are many, many ZIL trucks in Iceland. They use Russian trucks, no?
What, please?
I heard that in Iceland they use the Russian trucks, the Russian, the big, not automobiles, but the semi trailers, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Хорошо, very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, Roland, why don't you sum up and we'll wrap up this session.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Avner, for presenting the introduction to the Teacher Training Academy today. And we are hoping that people who have not been able to attend today will join us next week. And first of all, and then secondly, David is going to produce a copy so we can see it on YouTube, on our website, hopefully. But basically, is all the issues or questions of the introductory talks have been laid out very beautifully, so everyone can have an overlook and think about. And I just want to inspire everyone to become a teacher of meditation. And we of the seniors, more or less, we are eager to give our competence to the next generation of new teachers of meditation. Avner, you want to say something?
Yes, I totally forgot. Do all of you have Roland or my contact information? And if any of one wants you, I'll write down your email or something, then I will send you an invitation to the preparatory talk. So I know most of you, but there's a gentleman with a nice goatee, but I only hear iPad there. So Mr. iPad.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I got here too late. I thought we were starting in 15 minutes. So I will look for the meeting on YouTube. And yes, if you send me your contact information, I would appreciate that. Ron Aiello.
Ron Aiello. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Great, we'll do that. And who else do we have?
Roland, can I just say that I'm participating? I think that is well known. But I just wanted to say that one of the reasons why I want to become a teacher of meditation, although I've been meditating since a teenager, is that amongst the many hats I wear, I'm also a sea captain, a master of vessel, and I'm also a nautical instructor. The practice of teaching younger people how to sail makes me a better captain. And the best way to master your practice is by teaching it. There was an old saying, now I cannot repeat it, non è scienza senza lo ritenere averlo inteso. I think it's from Guido Cavalcanti or Dante, that it is not true science unless you really have understood it. And the only way that you can prove that you've understood it is when you know how to teach it. So I'm very much looking forward to being able to tell myself that I've mastered the skill by learning how to teach it. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So let me see. Andreas, do you want to write me your email? So I'll invite you. Yeah, on the chat is fine.
Yeah.
Ron, I have not seen your email yet on the chat.
Let's see. Did it get through now? I think I just sent it.
Oh, by email you sent it? Oh.
No, on the messaging. I'm not that familiar with how to do this. I think I put it in the right place. I'm not sure.
It is in the chat. I see it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Ron, yeah, I see Ron Ananda. If you would like to get an invitation to the follow-up meeting, and for some of you, I think you would also like to, we'll send you a video of this talk if you came in the middle. Please put your email on the chat in this talk. Okay, Jay Gurudev, take care.
Jay Gurudev.
Jay Gurudev, thank you.